for Portugal and Estonia. There's plenty of us around here. So I am delighted to be your host today. And just so that you know, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. We have 3 sessions today. They are all the same subject. So we have 3 different groups of people speaking for half an hour, but the subject they're going to discuss is actually the same. So it's a repeat session. So you guys will be happy to know that you only need to be here for half an hour, and then you can go and do something else and explore some other areas of our convention. Hope that's okay with you. And so we're going to start our session today with our wonderful diamond leaders from Norway. Please help me to give a warm welcome to Anne Marie and John Erik from Norway.
Hello everyone, welcome. We are really happy to be with you here today. And this session is called, let me see, Daily Reset. But Jon Erik, maybe we should have a reset before we start talking about Daily Reset.
Yeah, let's do that, because probably a lot of you guys have had some lunch and you're feeling like your belly is really full and your energy is dropping. So let's pick out your favorite energy oil. Take it out, put a little bit of, couple of drops in your hand, rub your hands together and breathe in. 3 times, do it 3 times. My favorite is frankincense, especially since I'm up here right now and I've already used it. So, you feeling the energy coming back? Yes, I see some people nodding. Wonderful.
So Daily Reset is really about one simple question. How can you support your body better in your daily life? Because life today, as we have heard a lot earlier today, puts a lot of pressure on our bodies. So we want to share about a practical daily supplement routine that hopefully you can have some inspiration and bring home to your family and your customers and share it with them. But before we begin, let's introduce ourselves a tiny bit. My name is Anne Marie and I live in Norway, and doTERRA came into my life in 2018 at the perfect time for me. I was 51 at that time. I had a lot of stress in my body and I was constantly searching for something to support my body, and then a friend introduced me to doTERRA, as it is for most of us here today. But for me personally, doTERRA has become so much more than essential oils. Of course, I use my oils every day, I love them. But doTERRA has been a journey for me that's been personal, because doTERRA is about growth a lot. So when Ludo and Felix sent me an email a few weeks ago and asked me to come on stage for 30 minutes in English, I didn't answer the email. It took a few days, because then they asked, did you receive the email? And I was hiding. So then I realized that this is something I have to do. It's my fear speaking. And I said, okay, yes, on one condition, that I can bring my upline, Jon Erik. And they said yes. So there are 3 things that help me calm down. It's the oils, of course. I've oiled myself for weeks. The adaptive capsule, and also the support from my team on the front line here. You can see them here from last year. And the community, just by being in doTERRA for years and watching people go on stage, feeling the same fear, but they do it, my fear starts calming down. So, yes, the last thing is, of course, I have Jon Erik with me today, and he's calm.
Thank you, Marit. Yes, my name is Jon Erik Kvamme. As was said before, I am from Norway, but I do live in the US. And I got introduced to doTERRA in 2013, a long time ago. And I quickly also realized that it was a lot more than just essential oils. It was a way to help people in a natural way with their health. And I also realized that the most rewarding thing for me was to see how daily changes can really create big results over time. And in our today's society, we really focus on quick fixes. So this is something different, and I think it's necessary today. And this is also one of the reasons I really enjoy coming to these events, because I learned so much on how I can help people with their health and their potential. So in this photo, you'll see me with my wife Lynn there. We've been married for 30 years next month. Woohoo! Thank you for sticking with me. And Anne-Marit, of course, she visited us in Utah here a few years ago. That was a lot of fun. So today we're going to talk about modern life and what it demands from the body. We heard a lot today, and the reality is we are under a lot more pressure than ever before. How many of you feel more stressed today than you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Yeah. We sleep less, we eat more processed foods, we spend more time indoors, and we're exposed to more chemicals, more stress and more stimulation every single day. It's still that hunt for the dopamine, right? That affects us for sure. And the fact is that, evolutionary speaking, the world has changed a lot in recent times, but human biology has not. And the body has to keep up with it, right? So maybe the real question is, what does the body actually need in order to keep up? Next slide. When we look at the numbers, it becomes very clear. 96% of people living in European cities are breathing in air that are above the World Health Organization's recommendations. That is huge, 96%. And up to half of what we eat comes from ultra-processed foods. And researchers and scientists today are finding more and more pollutants in our environment and in our bodies. And don't get me started on microplastics.
Okay, so what many people don't realize is that the body is constantly processing and clearing things out. Not only from the outside world, but also from normal processes inside our body, as we heard earlier today as well. Even normal metabolism creates waste products the body has to handle. And our lifestyle adds even more on top of that. So the body ends up having more and more work to do every single day. And that ongoing cumulative burden is what we mean by toxic load. Next slide. So how many of you have experienced any of these? Where are we?
All right, so this is important to understand. Keep clicking a couple of times so we get the text there. Because the body is designed to handle a lot, right? When the burden becomes too high for too long, eventually you'll start feeling the effect of it. Have you ever been, keep going to the picture, have you ever been on a hike or on a walk carrying a pretty heavy backpack? At first it feels okay. It doesn't feel heavy at all. But over time, you start feeling it in your shoulders. You start feeling it in your neck. You start feeling it in your back, and every step is not as easy as before. And in many ways, modern life is the same way. Because every day, things get added to the load that the body is carrying, to the backpack that we're carrying. And all the things that we mentioned before, like stress and unhealthy foods and busy schedules, all those get added to the backpack. And the body adapts really, really well, so we don't really notice. But what do? We drink more coffee, maybe energy drinks. We get a little bit more busy. We get a little less sleep and a little bit more pressure, right? All right, be honest. Who has to have their coffee in the morning? That's quite a bit of you, actually. And because this happens also slowly, people don't really notice in the beginning, right? So the backpack keeps getting heavier, little by little, day after day, year after year. And eventually, you start feeling that weight. Things don't get as easy as before. Your energy is not the same. Your mood is not the same. And what is the solution? Well, of course, to reduce the load that's in your backpack. Think about all the clean, fantastic products that doTERRA has, but also we need to support the bodies that can handle all that pressure.
Does any of this sound or look familiar? Please raise your hand if you recognize at least one of these things from your own life. So these are also the things people come to us with all the time. We work as wellness advocates, and my experience that most people think about this as something, it's just part of life, or it's just how it is to get older, to become older. Yeah, but is it really? What if it isn't? What if this is just the body trying to tell us that something is out of balance, that the pressure has become too much for too long? These are not signs that something is broken. These are signals from inside, and signals can be answered.
So let's take the liver as an example. The liver works 24/7 for us, and it helps the body filter out chemicals, pollutants, and even alcohol and medication, and the natural byproducts from our metabolism. And to keep doing that job, your body needs nutrients. It needs micronutrients, especially vitamin Bs, and magnesium, iron, antioxidants also. And there are actually two phases to what the liver is doing. We'll briefly mention earlier today. Phase 1 is breaking down fat-soluble toxins, and then phase 2 is adding some molecules to it so it can easily be eliminated in the body. But guess what happens when you don't have enough nutrients? One of those phases might malfunction or not work at all, and what do we do then? The body's under constant pressure and it doesn't get enough nutrients. Something's going to give, right? So the micronutrients are actually tools that the body is using, the liver is using to do its processes. And it's not just about the liver. Next. It's about every single cell in the body. An overloaded cell cannot do its job properly. And since our bodies are all made out of cells, when our cells are not working properly, we will be struggling and feeling the effect in our bodies too. Sometimes those effects show up slowly, and you might not realize why you feel the way you do, or how much pressure the body is actually under. And that's why in our team, when people are not getting results, what we help them do is looking at the foundational health and also this reset that we're talking about here today to help them.
So let's simplify all of this. We have talked about the air pollution, the food, the processed food, the chemicals, the stress, all the things. And it can feel like a lot, but when you strip it all away, it really comes down to two things. So the two sides of the challenge. On the one side, the body's carrying, as we talked about, more burden than ever before. And, you know, again, the air, the food, the stress. And on the other side, most of us are running on empty without even knowing it. Fewer nutrients, more stress, poor sleep, a gut that's been under pressure for years. And over time, this imbalance starts to catch up with us. So the body is incredibly resilient, but even the most capable system has its limits. So when burden keeps going up and the capacity goes down, the body can no longer keep up. And that's exactly what we see around us today.
So not only is the body dealing with more pressure, it also uses more resources, more nutrients, right? So when the stress stays high for too long, the body burns through the nutrients a lot faster. And like Alma has mentioned, people are already low in vitamins and minerals. And the same thing is happening with the omega balance. And as you see, we are eating way too much omega-6, way too much omega-6, and we're creating an imbalance in our bodies. And often 15 to 1 or higher. And what the desired ratio is 4 to 1. Actually, and then there's the gut microbiome on the bottom, which affects things like stress and affected by things we eat, stress, poor sleep, and antibiotics. And so when the gut's struggling, it can affect a lot of other things, like you heard today too.
So understanding all these things was the thing that resulted in change for me personally, because I was the woman we've seen the picture of before. I was so stressed during my 30s and 40s and early 50s, so tired, brain fog, low energy, etc. And I continued, as I started with, looking for that one thing that would fix it all, but there was no one thing. So what finally helped me was starting to listen and to start supporting my body more consistently every day. Less of the rushing, changing my daily habits. And over time, that made the real difference for me. And that's what I want to share with you today. So let's look at what the daily routine can look like. It comes down to 3 things: more and more natural nutrients to replenish what daily life takes away. This has been key for me for years, even long before doTERRA came into my life. Better fatty acid balance to support the brain, the heart, and the cells, and daily support for the gut microbiome, because so much depends on it. And the good news is, as you know, we already have products to support all of these 3 things. So let's talk about VMG+. This is my favorite morning drink. One of the first things I do when I wake up. I sip it up, I mix it, and I drink it. And VMG+ helps me replenish the nutrients my body burns through the stress and the daily pressure. All the essential natural vitamins, the minerals, and the phytonutrients. And because absorption matters, doTERRA uses, as we know, liposomal technology together with pure essential oils to help deliver those nutrients more effectively to the cells. So that's what makes VMG+ so different from standard supplements. Up to 4 times more vitamin C absorbed, over 6 times more iron, and over 5 times more vitamin E. These are the things I really love about our green drink. So every morning, start the day with VMG+, the green drink, and the omega-3. Sometimes I use the sachet, other days I use the capsules or the soft gels.
So remember the omega-3 imbalance we talked about? E-omega Plus helps restore that balance. And that balance matters because these fats, the omega-3 fats, are actually used in every single cell of the body. It's used in the brain, it's used in the heart, it's used in every single cell. So that matters so much. And for me personally, I tested my omega-3, omega-6 balance before I started using these products. And over a period of 4 months, it changed from 8-to-1 down to 3-to-1. Very, very effective and very interesting to actually see those results. And then we have the gut microbiome, which many health-conscious people have been really focusing on for years now. And it affects a lot more than digestion. Energy levels, immune function, even mood, mental clarity, and brain function. And they say for the immune system, it has 70% at least is in the gut. So think about how important that is. And I've struggled with a lot of gut issues in my life, and that's why I have autoimmune challenges. And I'm so happy to be able to feed my gut the right bacteria. So I also think it's interesting to look at the PB Restore and see the ingredients and how many ways those products or those ingredients in the product actually support the gut. So I urge you to take a look at these ingredients and research them if you want, because it's really an impressive formula. And then we have the gut and liver, which is closely connected. The liver helps process things out, and the gut helps eliminate things out of the body, right? So both systems are really needed for the elimination to work well. And that leads us to a brand new product that we got introduced to today. That's Almar is going to go through.
Yes, Revitacent Plus. This product was designed to support the liver's natural filtering and processing systems in a gentle way. It combines botanicals and pure essential oils in a gentle formula. And I want to be clear about one thing, this is not a quick fix either. It's something you can use every day for support or in periods when your body needs a little extra support. It's like a consistent nudge in the right direction. And because the body already knows what to do, it just needs the right support to do it even better. So let's look what's inside the capsule. Artichoke, already been through it today. Traditionally used to support healthy digestion and liver support. Milk thistle, one of the most well-researched botanicals in the world for liver support. The black cumin seed oil, a powerful botanical with a long history of traditional use. The cumin oil, supporting the body's natural processes from inside. And these are all powerful, clinically studied ingredients or botanicals combined into one capsule. And inside the capsule, you also find the Revitacent essential oil blend, working together with the botanicals to complete the daily support. So here is the oil blend as well. It has 6 pure essential oils in it that are also designed to support the body's natural filtering system. It's a simple way to use this blend separately is to add a drop of it in your water. It was mentioned drinks, tea, etc. Or you can put a drop on your liver area with castor oil or coconut oil. I will get back to that soon. That's a daily routine I've tried already.
So as was discussed earlier today, and you heard that people have been focusing on protein for so long, but they totally forget about fiber, right? And we do need protein, but fiber is actually a lot more important than I thought. Because many people think that fiber is just about digestion, but it's about so much more than that. It feeds the good bacteria in the gut, which is so essential for us, and the good bacteria can do so much more than we think. Among other things that I didn't know, that actually helps the body create vitamins for us, which is amazing. And it helps our immune system that we saw, the gut lining, and even energy levels. And earlier today we heard about hormones and all kinds of things, right? So fiber helps the body also remove and clear things it's no longer needed. And that's why the fiber is so important for an overall health and why it should be part of our natural reset, right? And here's the challenge, and we saw some of these numbers today. Recommended levels are 25 grams of fiber a day. Have you ever traced fiber? I haven't. Tracked fiber. And because the average is closer to 18 to 20, and nearly 1 in 3 people, next slide I think, yeah, nearly 1 in 3 people get less than 15 grams a day. That is 40% below what the body actually needs. That is huge. And without enough fiber, some of what the liver has already processed and cleaned out might get reabsorbed into the body. We heard that today. Let me say it again. Without enough fiber, some of what the liver has been processed and cleaned out might get reabsorbed into our bodies. We do not want that.
Okay, let's have a look at a typical healthy day. And I have to admit, I've been much more focused on proteins than fiber. I guess most of you have as well. So maybe you have eggs or smoothie for breakfast. That's around 3 grams of fiber. You have a salad with chicken for lunch. That's around 4 grams of fiber. And maybe fish with rice or potatoes for dinner. That's another 3 grams of fiber. But that's only 10 grams of fiber. And I have to be honest, I have never actually added it up before like this until now. So now I know that, and we all know the recommendation is 25 grams of fiber every day. So fiber is just surprisingly easy to overlook, even in a healthy diet. So even when you think you're doing everything right. So when fiber is missing in the diet, the body can't fully eliminate, regulate, and reset the way it's designed to, and that's exactly why I'm so happy about the new fiber product. Makes it so much easier to fill the gap. And I've tried it myself, and I have to say it tastes delicious, and it makes things move. So, Jonate, you want to tell them a bit more?
Yes. Just launched today. Who's excited about the new fiber? All right, they did a good job today, didn't they? Yeah. Brand new here in Europe, right? I've actually used the US version, and I feel it's too sweet. So I think you guys are in for a treat. Which I could get that one in the US. And for me, I feel like fiber is the missing piece because so many people struggle to get enough fiber through their food, their diet every day. It makes it a lot more easier to just use this fiber and to get up to 25%. So here's the thing, the liver does the work and fiber helps the body eliminate what's not supposed to be there. What I like about this product, and it really, doTERRA has designed it to be one of the great products around the daily reset, right? Supporting multiple systems in the body. And you heard a lot about that today too. It contains different kinds of fiber, prebiotic fibers, psyllium husk, and helping the gut, support the gut in a healthy elimination. And it also includes things like flax seeds, and natural source of fiber and plant nutrients, and omega-3. Baobab, which is rich in natural occurring fiber and antioxidants. Jerusalem artichoke, containing inulin, which is a well-known in prebiotic fiber, also supporting the gut barrier and mineral absorption. And vitamin C, helping support normal immune function and antioxidant protection, and helping with the collagen production and supporting and helping against oxidative stress, which is good. And of course, lemon essential oil, which makes it taste wonderful. And so altogether, these ingredients are designed to support the body's natural daily reset, right? That's what we're talking about today. From digestion and elimination to microbiome and overall wellness support. And as I always appreciate, pure products and easy to use from doTERRA.
Yeah, so 5 products and 1 daily routine. In the morning, VMG Plus and E Omega Plus. This is my favorite way to start the day. Then I take PB Restore with breakfast, and I also started drinking the fiber before one of my meals during the day to support the gut and the body's natural elimination process. And then bedtime. You remember we said the liver works around the clock. Well, it actually works incredibly hard during the night. While we sleep, the liver shifts from processing daytime meals to deep cellular repair and waste filtration during the night. So that's why I take 1 Revitacen capsule before bed, and I apply 1 drop of the oil blend, the Revitacen oil blend, directly over my liver with some coconut oil, and now with our castor oil, you can use that as well, for a little extra liver support during the night. And honestly, this has actually made quite a difference for my sleep cycle. So this is just became an integrated part of my daily habits. And the more I understand how the body actually works, this makes a lot of sense for me.
So let's summarize. We live in a world today that's very different from what our DNA and genes are created for. And we cannot control everything in life, but we can give the body better conditions to handle it, right? And that's really the message we want you to understand. Because the answer is not another quick fix or a radical solution. The answer is that the body just needs the right support in the daily life. And because so many people today are struggling quietly, and they often think that's just a normal, right? But it doesn't have to be the normal. So our encouragement to you is this. Start implementing this daily reset concept intentionally in your life, and then start sharing it with the people around you, because people do need it, because this is a message that so many people can benefit from. Thank you from us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for, I think, yeah, you know, thought so. Thank you. Can I please ask for a round of applause, because I know they were nervous not being their first language in particular, so well done, it's amazing. You did really well. She was very nervous, so thank you. And we are delighted to have you here. Thank you so much, guys. Please bear in mind the next session is at 3:15. It will be a different leaders, and it will be the same subject. So if you just arrived, just hang on for a bit and you will start the new session very soon, okay? For anybody who's watched this session,